It is summertime, and along with the extra outdoor activities, children will have more time indoors, which means they'll have more time to spend online. In an effort to help parents protect their children online, Michelle Mills with the BBB is here to offer tips to avoid the risk that children are most likely to encounter playing online. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
It's some scary stuff thinking about this.
It really is, because when I was younger, we didn't have online games, and the original video games just came out. So when Space Invaders, Atari, all that stuff, you don't even know any about.
No, I do.
Do you?
I saw it in a museum.
Thanks a lot.
No, I'm messing with you. No, but
Yeah.
I mean, even when I was a kid,
Sure.
no one played games online.
Right.
You played Minesweeper and stuff like that.
Yeah, it has a whole new layer of security that's needed, because you don't know who your kids are playing with on these online games, things like that, or who they're chatting with, or who they're friends with on social media. So these are all things parents need to be aware of.
And that's what I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
Why is this such an important issue?
Well, when we asked adults, when the National Cybersecurity Alliance asked adults how many of them were aware of their children's activities online, 74% said they had no idea what they were doing online, and 7 out of 10 kids admitted that they had been cyberbullied. So that's a huge problem. But also almost 50% of those kids said that if they knew their parents did know what they were doing online, 50% of them, about 50% of them, said that they would be a little more careful about what they were doing online.
Of course.
So parents, you should know what your kids are doing online, because it'll help them. Just them knowing is going to help them be a little bit safer.
People don't know this, but some kids, when they're playing games online, they're chatting, with a little microphone, talking to people they don't even know, adults.
Yes,
even.
all over the country and
of the world as well.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So you do need to know. So one of the things that we want people to do is play the games with your kids sometimes, so that you can see who they're chatting with, who they're chatting with online, who they're playing games with, and also to see if that game is something that you really want them to be playing to begin with. A lot of these games are very violent, and you may not want, depending on the age of your kids, may not want them being involved in something like that. So play the game with them, see if it's something that you would allow them to do. You can also get web developer versions of some of the games, so you can take some of the blood and guts and stuff that you don't want them to see out of the game. So you may be able to do that as well.
Is there such a thing as parental controls for games?
For some games there are. So like I said, the web developer versions of games, if you're able to do that kind of thing, you can take some of that stuff out of it with some, or you may be able to hire somebody to do that for you. So you want to play the games with them so you can see who they're playing with, but also just have an agreement with your kids that we're paying for this. We have access to it at any time that we want, so we want all your passwords. And if I want to take your game from you randomly, or take your device from you randomly and just get on and kind of make sure everything's safe, then I have the right to do that.
Now, it's not just video games you need to look out for. I mean, what other things should parents be looking at besides video games?
Sure. Take a look at their apps. Make sure they're only downloading apps from credible sources, and don't just click on a link, things like that. When they're chatting online on their social media, review their friends, see if you know who their friends are. Even sometimes for us, it's hard to see who's legitimate or not. So make sure they actually know the people that they're friends with online. If you can disable chatting, that's a lot better as well, because people will get to them randomly. With photo sharing, have access to their stuff. I mean, that's really what this is about. Just really being aware of what they're doing. It's going to make them more cautious, and you'll feel better as well.
And you got to be careful with these apps. For example, Snapchat. You send something, the other person sees it, and then it gets deleted.
Right.
So you can't even see what your kids are sending. Yeah.
So again, if your rule is for them not to be on that, then then don't let them be on that.
Where can people get some more information about this, some tips?
You can go to bbb.org, and we can give you everything that you need.
All right.